I'm Paul, and today I want to talk about adding bug reporting to my application. And there are quite a few choices out there, but what I'm going to try and do today is use the one that comes with Unity itself. So let's see how I get on. I've had a look at what Unity offers, and if I just drag this over. Okay. So set up Cloud Diagnostics. So what I've done is I've come in here, click this little cloud button, Cloud Diagnostics is on. And then it comes down here and it says about importing a Unity package. Now I couldn't find this Unity package for love nor money, so I've clicked on the download. So that brings us to this user reporting package. So I'll just install that. Okay. So that, in theory, should give me a new folder called User Reports, and I'm supposed to drag this onto the scene. So let's just drag that here. Okay, now this is supposed to be all there, ready to go. So hopefully it hasn't corrupted my app. Okay, that's fine. So back to the instructions. So import user reporting, drag it in. Yeah, got lots of Cloud Diagnostics. Okay. So we're back to the other guide. User reports, fields, events, advanced reporting, configuring it, configuring a client. What's this? So by default, user reports are typically sufficient. However, we can customize. Okay, that's typically sufficient is good enough. Logging events to log an event. Log, okay. Adding screenshots. Right. Async screenshotting, taking screenshots, right. Adding attachments. Right. To create a customized report, user reports provides updata class. Customized reports. How do I use it? Automatic reporting. You can detect an issue in your game without user intervention. Importing the following, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's amazingly unhelpful. Okay. So what do we have here? We have user reporting. So it's a script. Okay, button. What does the button do? User reporting, create user script. Back here again. Let's see what this does. Ugh, regions. Lovely public fields. Let's create user script. This is why you don't have regions. Create user script. Okay. So it takes a screenshot. It's public. Right, so this isn't immediately obvious to me how to use this. So I guess what I'm going to do is use my game manager. I mean, I haven't got a game, but I've got the equivalent of a game manager. come in here. Let's add a new serialized field. Let's call this 2 UBIs. That's not good. Serialized field. And what's the name of that script? User reporting script. User reporting script. Thank you. Okay. And let's give this something else. Give it troubleshooting. Troubleshooting. Okay, so we can go back to my manager now. And drag that into there. Okay, now I need to know when to raise this. So, have I got that? I don't think I've recorded that anywhere, so let me go and find that. So, how to catch unhandled exceptions in Unity. Is there really no way to capture? Oh dear, that doesn't sound good. Okay, in the end, Unity seems to handle all exceptions. Sometimes you're right, unhandling doesn't catch anything. I know about call logback. The only thing that comes up from Google is some kind of solution for catching unhandled exceptions. It's not practical. First, it lacks a lot of information because you don't even get the exception instance yourself. And the second, even more important, it catches all logged exceptions, which includes exceptions my code catches. Okay. Doesn't sound great. So Unity's catching allows you to catch, intercept the logs. Yeah, like the guy says, that's not really, or the person says, that's not really what we're talking about. Oh, 2012 to get everything. How to implement one catch and all exception handler. Yeah, that's just .NET. Oh, this isn't looking good at all. So going back to here. There is a working implementation that I found. It's to use, okay. So they're saying that they register the callback and handle exception, and if it's a type exception, then they're going to go into that. I don't mind that, that's okay. So first thing to do then is to come into my OBS manager, because that's my game manager, and in it we'll start to handle exceptions. this looks reasonable. So we say if the type is an exception, what does condition mean? Is obsolete. Use application log message received instead. Ooh, okay. Log message received. That's an event. And that looks exactly the same. Okay. So what's going on here? So log message received. Condition. I still don't know what condition means. So let's have a look at that. Description triggers. See application log message received. Okay. Well, that's massively helpful. Still incredibly useless. So I assume condition, bizarrely, is just message. Why would you call it condition? Okay. So given we've got that exception, I can see why that person's really unhappy about this, because I think I'm going to be logging tons. Great report. I'll just go straight in there. So let's put a little breakpoint on here. Let's see if I can get this thing running. Okay, so I need to upset the apple cart somewhere. So what I'll do is I'll go to my configuration view model. No, my scene edit view model. Scene view model. And on the cancel, I'll just throw new invalid operation exception testing to do remove this. Right. Okay, now let's run this in debug mode. We'll just put that exception here, enable, yes. Let it compile. Oh, let's do it. Go on. No, tedious. Back in here, stop the debugging because Unity gets its knickers in a twist. Okay, now back here, start the debugging. Run it again. Come on, Unity, you can do it. No, it really doesn't like debug sessions for some reason to start with. It always wants to compile it first. 2020, you have got some bugs to fix. Okay, so we're in here now. Attach. Right, so okay. Right, so the type is just log. So this is getting hit for every log. So that's a bit tedious. Let's put that in there. And now it's cancel. Oh, here we are. We're firing, throwing an exception. The type is now exception. Now we're going to create a report. And yeah, that didn't work. So that is positioned right there. So I'm guessing my canvas, for some reason, even though it's in front of this canvas, is blocking it. Some sort of canvas wars. Okay, create report. Oh dear, alright. Wow. I'm suitably unimpressed. So what does that create report button do? So let's follow this through, because this is maddening. So create report does what? Takes a screenshot, creates a user report, I don't think it did anything. So let's come back to the OBS manager, who has some say in everything. So we should have some information, I believe. We've got main view models. It's actually the view manager that's going to have this stuff. So I think what we need to do is come in here to the logging. And say view manager instance hide. I'm getting a ton of debug statements. Okay, and we're off. In here, yeah. Cancel. Throwing the exception. Invalid car. Valid, yeah. So that didn't go into my manager code for some reason. Is there some problem with that? There is a problem with that. I haven't set the canvas. So view manager, view managers, root canvas, go. Am I still debugging? Yeah, I certainly am. Cancel. Okay, so we're in here, firing our exception, hiding. Now we're going to come in here, take a screenshot, and then we should have created the report. And all I'm looking at is this dumb screen here with a create report button that does nothing when I click it. Let's just take that off. Perhaps this pause and error is confusing it. Tell you what, I'll even give it the benefit of the doubt and say, I wonder if the debugger's upsetting it. No error. Oh, got an error here. Okay, it's fair enough. Ah, now it works. Okay, so we got something there. Now I'm guessing, is that because of the paused error? Ah, so now programmatic control's back. Yee. Okay. So let's put the canvas back. Ah, so it was a pause error that was confusing it. Just ugly. Okay, well, for some reason we don't have a screenshot. But I guess that's because I've hidden it. So can we do that the other way around? Create user report and then do hide all. Let's come out of this a bit. So that's a tricky one. Need to know when that's finished in order to put the report up. Doesn't seem to have any events. really unhelpful. Okay. Did seem to have an action. Where did I see that action? So it's a callback. So where's that callback defined? BR. Oh, this is a callback, idiot. Okay. So if I want to know there's a callback for the screenshots. So I'm trying to find a way of syncing this up. Okay, so then when I call this from here, I can set up a scope. So I can say bool main finished equals false, bool thumb finished equals false. And then I can do two actions. If main finished and thumb finished, then hide all. Oops. Then yes, hide all. And then exactly the same again. Main finished equals true. Thumb finished equals true. So one of those is going to be true. That's the idea. Let's see if that works. Do I get a thumbnail? Can I get a witness? Aha! We have a screenshot. Woohoo! So then some problem testing. Yeah. I couldn't get this to work. It's tiny. Submit. Submitting report. Oof. Okay. So I've done that. So where does that report go? Okay. To enable. Yeah. User reporting. Okay, viewing reports. Sign into your Unity Services dashboard. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Oh, yeah. I guess it's Cloud Diagnostics. OBS controller. So the problem was actually I've got two OBS controller configurations and my code is sending the reports to one and not the other. So I was looking at the wrong one. I'm not quite sure how I managed to do that. But as we can see here, if we go back to the one that's currently in use, I can see my reports. There they are. So selecting one of those reports, what do we have? We can see some screenshots on there and we get the last log information. So that's pretty handy stuff. Really helpful for diagnosing problems. So that's all good. Well, that was certainly a journey to get here, but we've finished using Unity's bug reporting tool. We've got some reports generated and that's good, and they do look pretty good. But the problem is with the personal edition, I'm not going to be allowed to have the volume of bug reports generated that potentially I could get. Hopefully you don't get any, but there you go. You have to plan for the worst. So I think I'll probably look to see if there's another way of doing it, but it's not too bad. I wish there was some more documentation that would have helped me get here without so many problems. But hopefully, having seen me go through it all, perhaps you can just implement it for yourself. So a lot easier. Okay, thanks.